finish off Week 4 with a good Monday night matchup between the Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. It's 3-0 versus 2-1. A good early season battle as we're underway in Week 4. From the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Rams take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Stafford going to throw from the outset. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's a pickup of 11 and a first down on their first offensive play.
As he gets the first down, let's take a look at what Cooper Kupp did last season, because it was one of the greatest years for a receiver in NFL history. 145 catches, 1,947 yards, both second most in a season all time. Truly an MVP caliber performance for the Super Bowl champs, and he capped it off in the Super Bowl himself as the MVP.
It'll be a first down for the Rams there on a pickup of 18. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called the big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter, because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on. Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game, watching him try to take away that area of the field.
Again, it's Stafford. Trying to find Kupp, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the Niners are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
Throwing on first down is Lance. And trying to get it to Samuel, but it's intercepted. And the Rams are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into power.
This is intercepted. And the 49ers are going to have a short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
Davis Bryant, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now the Rams have got it. Going the other way. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. And they put it on the ground here on the second drive. And, of course, Charles, that follows drive number 1 where they had the INT.
Makes you wonder what's going on with this team, because a lot of times we can attribute it to nerves, but maybe it's a lack of focus. Maybe it is the preparation for the game. Maybe they just came into a little lackadaisical, because that's just not looking good at all. That's just not the football that we came here to see.
From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down and 6. Here's the first carry of the game for Cam Akers. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
53, ready.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And he's got his target, Harris. And he is going to have a Rams 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a 1st down throw, Stafford. That'll be swung out wide here for Henderson. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Stafford going to give this to Akers. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Now on 2nd and 13. Stafford. And it'll be intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And the Niners are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. A turnover's obviously, Charles, always costly, but man, when you throw those interceptions in the end zone like that, it really stings.
He tried to fit that one into his tight end, and I often use the expression NFL open, which means a tighter window. Down near the goal line, you really want him to be open. In this case, it cost him.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Now, early on, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. On 2nd down, here's Mitchell. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. These Rams and Niners met 3 times a season ago. The Niners had the Rams number in the regular season, winning 31-10 in Santa Clara, and then again 27-24 in overtime in the season's final week. But the Rams got the last laugh in the NFC Championship game with that 20-17 victory. Throwing is Lance on 3rd down. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And, partner, I know so far, we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
But you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right, where these teams are locked in and going at it, no points going up on the scoreboard? I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
Well, I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something that maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that way. The second, run your basic playbook, but run it so well that you give your skill position guys a chance to make big plays individually.
The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll roll him out right. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
It'd be interesting to see what he decides to do the next time he's in the position we just saw there. Outside of the pocket, takes a throw downfield that turns up incomplete. I wonder if next time he might take off and run.
On 2nd and 10, Stafford. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Stafford. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. The 40. The 20. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. So, Charles, our first points of the game provided defensively. What a play that was.
And I can only imagine that the folks at home watching are thinking to themselves, that's one of those plays where once the ball leaves the quarterback's hands, you just sort of go, uh-oh, and wait for the result. This time, the defense benefited.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Fielded right around the 8. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Stafford here coming off his pick 6. He gets it complete to Harris. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. Back to throw, Stafford. Finding Harris on back-to-back plays. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Akers hit, he coughs it up. And this is going to be 49er football.
Well, my friend, this has certainly been a comedy of errors here in the first quarter. Neither side able to really hang on to the ball.
Yeah, now I'm just curious to see which team can adjust because both have made their mistakes, as you said.
Yeah, and whoever can do that can seize firm control of this game, something they haven't done with the ball so far.
Up past the 30, second down coming up. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Another run with Mitchell. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. The Niners at 2-1 now to start the campaign, and they were looking good until last week's loss took them from the ranks of the unbeaten.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting this team to push the 72 Dolphins, but still, you got to take a lot of positives from this first month. If they can bounce back and move to 3-1, they'll be pretty well set up for the remainder of the season to follow.
One of the best of the last decade or so, Bobby Wagner in to bring him down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
And now they'll throw with Lance. And incomplete on the deep ball.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw, it's Lance. And that is incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. One incompletion, two incompletion. They're going for more.
Here's Mitch Wishnowsky now on to punt. Taking it about the 16. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and they will take over 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. On 1st and 10, Stafford. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right, safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off the fake to Akers, here's Stafford. Rolling to his right. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the 49ers are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. On the stop was Aaron Donald.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he'll be brought down here at the 28.
Okay, didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it. How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. Wishnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points. But then the pick ensued.
And because of that,
and now here is another interception. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And the Niners are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6th one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team, and let's see if our receivers can pick it off and turn it into a completion.
That's just mean. I don't know that I'd go down there and say that to him right now. Probably pretty fragile. Give to Davis Price up the middle here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brandon, that's what you call being manhandled at the point of attack, and I know the offensive line gets a lot of blame for that one. But occasionally, the defense just knows what you're going to do. Maybe they scouted it perfectly. Maybe someone tipped it off. But on that play, it had no chance.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They run over center with Mitchell. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
The Lance going to throw. This one incomplete. Probably should have been picked. A little nonchalant with the throw to the safety valve, but it's 4th down. Here's Mitch Wishnowski now. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handed out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st. They'll go again here with Akers. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. So now Stafford and the Rams after the sack. And they're staring up at a 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And the pressure gets to him again. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half.
Let's go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. Taking it about the 1. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this 3rd quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And Lance now to throw. Right side, and he finds Gray. They'll give him 4 yards there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Here's Lance to throw it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 63 yards on the ground for him so far.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. From the gun on 3rd down, Lance. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
The kick by Gold is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford. Throw left side complete. That's Harris. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. Touchdown, L.A. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And his top speed, as computed by Next Gen Stats, 21.6 miles per hour. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
The
defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Play action. Now it's Lance. He'll buy some time right. And trying to get it to Samuel, but it's intercepted. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. And now, oh boy, this is a bit of a surprise, to be kind. They accepted the holding penalty, so wipe out the interception, and their defense will stay on the field. Okay. On first down, Stafford here. Fires the out route and completes it to Harris. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Henderson now on first and 10. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
I have to think a major focus at a halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
On 2nd and 9, Stafford. He's got Cooper Kupp on the slant. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football.
Touchdown, Rams! Jacob Harris, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Rams have moved out in front here in the final minute of the 3rd quarter. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead is now 14 to 10. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Lance. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's Lance. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Boy, And so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Second and goal from the 1. Akers again. And he will not get in. In fact, he might have lost a yard. Back to the 2. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
And now third and goal coming up, the loss on second down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defense.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Cam Akers with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Rams are going to be moving to 4-0 as they extend their lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that makes it a 21-10 game. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Looking to throw again on second down. Lance, the quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
The Niners on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Lance looking to throw it. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Lance. That's caught by Ayuk on the slant. This is going to be another first down as the tackle is going to be made at the Rams' 27-yard line. From the gun, it's Lance. Gets this one to Juszczyk. Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's got Ayuk once again. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Back to the ground here. Mitchell. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Elijah Mitchell taking it in from 4 yards out. And the 49ers have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Lance going to try to throw for this. Slide, and now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
And they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Fielded just inside the 20. Good coverage there. An even 50-yard punt leads to a return of 5. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. I'll tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 36. Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. To throw on 2nd and 6. Lance. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And 3rd and 1 now. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Lance looks to throw again. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Terrell Lewis with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
You and I both know we're into a whole new realm of football because we're not just looking at tendencies anymore. We're looking at analytics, and I've got to think the analytics on 3rd and 1 say run the football.
Ready. 43 rail. Yellow blue.
Desperation time here. Lance. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Rams are going to take possession of the turnover on downs. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down time. So they've got to work on getting first downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going. And above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
32.
Going right back to Akers. They find some open field here. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, L.A.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Extra point by Gay is up and good, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
Come on, back. Red, yellow. Red. Check 2.
Lance now on 1st down. And that is incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Lance. This is caught inside the 15. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 39 yards there, a big one. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Again, it's Lance. That's caught at the 1. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal.
He kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
They'll find Ayuk open right side. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So the clock shows 55 seconds to play as they line up for a critical onside kick. And the Rams have got him. And that should just about seal this one. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And some room to roam now. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. Obviously, Charles, such an important, well-executed touchdown, and that caps off what has been a strong second half. Remember, they trailed at halftime.
And how about the response? That's the type of thing that every team talks about before a season begins. Don't worry about the scoreboard at the half. Let's play strong in the second and come out and take the fight to our opponent. They did exactly that, and now they have the lead to show for it.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defense coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed a quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defensive guys, and let's see if our receivers can intercept.